Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this March the 30th, 2026. I'm hoping everybody had a great Monday out there so far, but it's a great Monday evening. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking a look at the storm system moving across the country. Your local forecasts include for you Tuesday and Wednesday, which is April Fool's Day, and also April 1st. So we'll be talking about your April Fool's Day forecast and April 1st. Also take a look at the current watch and warning advisory map. Also take a look at some severe weather for day 2 and 3, which is Tuesday and Wednesday, and also take a look at the fire weather concerns as well across a certain area of the lower 48. We'll talk about that in tonight's video, so make sure you stick around to the entire video. Make sure you don't miss none of it, so because it's all important information for you to know in this video. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. We're still trying to reach 700 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. We're trying to reach there. It's not going very fast, but hopefully we can get there. Maybe by the end of the year I'll be to 700, but hopefully before then. I greatly appreciate it if everybody could hit that subscribe button as well. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, you can see we got some activity across portions of the northeastern U.S. off the shore there toward Newfoundland. And then we got some activity across New Brunswick, the Maine, back into New York State. Then we got a lot of activity stretching from up here across South Canada through Minnesota, the Great Lakes region, all the way down into the middle portion of the country around areas of Iowa, also through the Dakotas, Nebraska, Kansas, all the way back into North Texas, across much of Mexico, portion of New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana to Oregon, California, Nevada. Right now nothing in Washington State, but you should get some activity in your area later on down the road. But pretty much you can see high pressure pretty much dominate much of the central and eastern U.S. right now. But all this activity will continue to pivot off to the east, and most of the U.S. should get a little bit of precipitation over the next several days to come. Alright, let's move on into your local forecast now. Should roll out something like this here across the board. This will be your Tuesday outlook. And let's go ahead and get the show on the road here and on this video. Alright, on your current local forecast, that is. Alright, we got mixed precipitation: Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Idaho, Montana through South Dakota, Nebraska, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona. Also more mixed precipitation over here in areas of Wyoming. I mean, not Wyoming. We already said Wyoming, but anyway, we're here around the Great Lakes region, around Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Superior. Also in the portion of Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, New Brunswick. Got freezing rain possible in that area, stretching back into southeast Canada. Also up here around Lake Huron, Lake Superior, and northern Michigan, and portion of Minnesota areas as well. Got some shower activity also in effect for areas of Oregon to Nevada over toward Wyoming. Shower activity across central and South California coastal waters. Thunderstorms and showers also in effect for Arizona, New Mexico, also in the areas of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, up toward Wisconsin, Michigan, over toward New York State, down toward West Virginia. I don't know why I got Wyoming on my brain for, but maybe somebody wants me to move to Wyoming. I don't know. But anyway, West Virginia, then over toward Kentucky, Tennessee, Western North Carolina, also East Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Gulf, and much of Florida and the Florida Keys and the Atlantic coastal waters. Shower activity from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, a little bit of New Jersey, just some shower activity, and some severe weather over Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York State. Even some flash flooding and heavy rain in that area as well. Otherwise, expecting your high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Tuesday. Alright, let's move on into your Wednesday forecast, which is April Fool's Day. Hope somebody get fooled out there. But on April Fool's Day I used to do it, but now I don't do it anymore. But I can fool people on Fool's Day. But anyway, there's no fooling about the weather here. I got mixed precipitation: Washington, Oregon, Idaho, also California, Nevada, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, to Kansas through Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, all the way to Michigan. Also in portion, You got freezing rain possible from areas of Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, northern Illinois, Michigan, New York State, over towards Maine. You got a storm system, like I said, coast to coast. Got shower activity from New Brunswick through Maine, coastal water, back to New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York State, Pennsylvania, and also a little bit in California. Got some heavy snow reported in Oregon, Northern California, the mountains of California, also Colorado. Got some severe weather with Oklahoma and Texas. Then we got thunderstorms and showers from Texas to Kansas to Missouri to Ohio to DC, New Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, North and South Carolina to Georgia, Northern Gulf, much of Florida, Florida Keys as well. Severe weather with Oklahoma and Texas. Otherwise, expect your high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Wednesday. Alright, let's move on into the current watch and warning advisory map you're locating across the nation. And it should roll out something like this here across the board. Alright, got some winter weather advisory for areas of Maine, northern New York State, northern Wisconsin, also in Minnesota, also a little bit in California, also in the portion of Colorado. Flood watches in effect for New York State, special weather statement for North Carolina, also into Arkansas, also into areas of Iowa, southern Minnesota, portions of South Dakota. And then we got wind advisories over here in areas of Oklahoma, also in the portions of Arizona, southern Nevada, southern California, western Nevada, portions of Idaho and Montana. Got some winter storm watches in effect for you guys here in Oregon State. And then we got red flag warnings and high wind warnings up here in areas of Wyoming, and then red flag warnings elsewhere across Colorado, North Texas, Oklahoma, also into portions of Nebraska, Kansas, and also into South Dakota. And also we have a flood advisory over central Iowa as well, and got some thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings over the Panhandle and North Texas area. Small craft advisories up here from Maine all the way down to the Virginia coast, a little bit in the coastal water, southern South Carolina to the Florida Keys, northern California to Oregon State, and Washington State as well, Hawaii Chain Islands, southern Alaska. Even got some high surf warnings, advisories, that is, around the the Hawaiian Chain Islands. Okay, now let's move on into the Storm Prediction Center outlook for your Tuesday. We have a marginal rest in portions of the Panhandle of Texas into areas of Oklahoma, southern portion of Kansas, and Missouri, up to Michigan, to New York State. And then you can see we have a slight risk from Illinois over to New York State, Pennsylvania. And then general thunderstorms up here from portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, down to Philadelphia, all the way back to central Texas, Louisiana, to western South and North Carolina, down to Florida, Big Bend, and down to South Florida. Also across areas of Arizona, New Mexico, California to Colorado, Wyoming, and Idaho areas as well. Alright, let's take a look at the tornado probability. We have a 2% slashed area. This could be a tornado or two, could be EF2 or more. Alright, damaging winds. 5% in brown, 15 in the yellow up here across Illinois to areas of Pennsylvania and also New York State. In the yellow, 5% in brown. And then we have large hail from the Panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma, southern Kansas to Missouri over to Pennsylvania, New York State, just 5%. Up toward northern Michigan as well, and then 15% across portions of Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, and also portions of Ohio. Alright, now let's move on into day number 3. And it should roll out something like this here across the board. Alright, general thunderstorms over here in portions of Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, and also Idaho. Then Wyoming to Utah to Colorado. Then from Texas over to southern Michigan to Louisiana to the Carolinas, Florida, Florida Key, as far north as New York City and portions of Rhode Island and New Jersey, and also into areas of Connecticut. And then we're going to take a look at the slight risk for Texas up into Missouri. Then we have another marginal risk from Ohio to Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and also to Washington, D.C. And then from Oklahoma City to Abilene, Texas, there's a 15% risk for severe weather, which is a slight risk. Alright, you can see the slashed areas over here in areas of Oklahoma and Texas. This is where the significant severe weather looks to occur. Elsewhere in the brown is only about 5% for your area for seeing severe weather, which is large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes. Alright, fire weather concern. This is day 2, which is Tuesday. We have a elevated risk over New Mexico and Texas. Maybe a isolated amount over ports of Lubbock, Amarillo, into ports of Oklahoma, and the Panhandle of Texas. Just only isolated. Elsewhere could be elevated risk in portions of North Texas and also into New Mexico. Alrighty, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like the video, share the video. We'll catch you back in the next one. So have a wonderful Monday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got.